Now, I'm going to talk about cybersecurity awareness and towards gender equality. Now, in today's digital environment, ensuring privacy and staying safe online has become increasingly important, especially for women. And cybersecurity towards gender equality involves protecting women's online presence and preventing cyberbullying and addressing social engineering attacks that specifically target women. Today, we'll be discussing the importance of cybersecurity towards gender equality and exploring some practical ways to ensure online safety. Now, we'll focus on three key topics. First topic is ensuring privacy. We will discuss the importance of privacy for everyone, including women, and provide some tips on how to protect your personal information online and perfect information online. Now, next topic is cyberbullying. Preventing and addressing cyberbullying, we'll examine what cyberbullying is and its impact on women and how to prevent and address it. Social engineering attack. We will define what is social engineering and explain how they can target women in particular. How can we know if natake na tayo ng mga hackers or mga cybercriminals? And we will also provide some tips on how to recognize and avoid such attack. Now, hopefully, by the end of this presentation, you have a better understanding of the importance of cybersecurity towards gender equality, and you have some practical tips on how to stay safe online. Now, let's start and dive into the world of cybersecurity. First topic is ensuring privacy. Yes. Oh, what is privacy and why is it important for everyone, including women? Now, privacy refers to the right to keep one personal information, data, and activities that is confidential and free from unwanted intrusion or surveillance. It is important for everyone, including women, because it allows individuals to maintain control over their personal information, protect themselves from identity theft, and prevent unauthorized access to sensitive data. Now, women in particular face a unique privacy concerns due to the prevalence of online harassment and the potential for intimate images or personal information to be shared without their consent. Now, protecting privacy is essential for women's safety and well-being, as well as their ability to engage in fully in online activities and express themselves without the fear of retaliation or abuse. Now, in this video, now this is a popular cybercrime in the Philippines during, I think it's 2010.
Ay, sorry po, Sir Dale, pero parang walang audio ata.
Ay, sorry po. Yan po, narinig po ba?
Sir, wala po talaga. Pwede po sir, pa-try na i-share and i-share audio din. Yung option ba na share audio?
Dito po. Narinig mo ba?
Wala pa rin pong audio, sir. Siguro, sir, we'll stop share Zoom po muna and then we'll share sound sa Zoom and then we'll try if it works po.
Sige po.
Thank you.
Ng ilang nude videos din ang ginagamit ng ilang
Working na
sindikato.
po, sir. Thank you po. It's working. Salamat po.
Nude videos din ang ginagamit ng ilang sindikato para naman makakuha ng pera mula sa kanilang mga biktima. Kaya nagbabala na ang PNP, Anti-Cybercrime Group at DOJ laban sa dumadaming kaso ng online sextortion. Ibandila mo, Ron Gagala.
Kung mahilig kang mag-add ng friends sa Facebook na hindi mo naman talaga kilala, mag-isip-isip ka na. Dito kasi nag-uumpisa ang modus ng sextortion. Makikipag-chat sa iyo ito ng ilang araw hanggang mahulog ang iyong loob. Pagkatapos ay kukumbinsihin ka na magpa-sexy o maghubad sa harap ng kamera sa pangakong ganun din ang gagawin niya. Pero ang hindi mo alam, peke ang kausap mo. Ginamit lang niya ang mukha, katawan, litrato, video at profile ng ibang tao na ninakaw niya sa mga online dating sites o sa Facebook mismo. Hindi mo rin alam na habang ginagawa mo ang pagpapasexy o paghuhubad ay nire-record na niya ito. Ito ngayon ang gagamitin niya para manghingi sa iyo ng pera. Kapag hindi ka magbigay ng pera, ay i-upload niya ang video sa Facebook account mo at sa YouTube. Ganito mismo ang nangyari sa isang foreigner.
May mga pagkakataon na napapublic yung video sa YouTube kasi nga hindi nagbabayad. Worst na nangyari is yung operation namin last May, yung involved yung 17-year-old na from Scotland na nag-commit ng suicide.
Ang halagang hinihingi ay depende daw sa iyong katayuan sa buhay na napag-aralan na rin ng mga sindikato.
Pagka mga executive yan, yung talagang may tawag dito, may pangalang pinangangalagaan, pepresyohan nila agad ng $1,000 yan. Yung isang operation nga namin sa Pampanga, 1.4 na in peso ang nabigay niya.
Pero nilinaw ng PNP na halos lahat ng biktima ay mga lalaking foreigner na nasa ibang bansa. Ang nandito daw sa Pilipinas ay ang mga extortionist at blackmailers. Sa Bulacan, may nahuli silang sextortion operation center na nambibiktima ng mga lalaking nasa Amerika. Sandamakmak na mga laptop at iba pang gadgets ang nakuha. May nag-ooperate din umano sa Bicol na ang target ay mga Asian countries. Ang nasa Taguig naman ay mga taga-UK ang binibiktima. Pero may ilang Pilipino na rin umano ang nabiktima.
Online relationship kasi is huwag tayong sumobra. Kasi everything na gawin natin dyan is pwedeng i-record. So, pag mayroong mga sexual activity na gano'n, huwag na sanang umabot sa gano'n.
Naglabas na ng public advisory ang Justice Department. Pinapayuhan ang lahat na maging maingat sa paggamit ng social media accounts. Tinatawagan din ng mga eskwelahan at magulang na bantayan ang paggamit ng internet ng mga bata. Gayon din sa mga internet service providers na makipagtulungan sa PNP para mapigil ang sextortion at mahuli ang iba pang sindikato. Ron Gagalak, ABS-CBN News.
Okay, now, that's the one popular cybercrime in the Philippines during early 2010 to 2015. Now, how privacy can be compromised and what's the consequence can be? Now, privacy can be compromised in a number of ways, both online and offline. For example, online privacy can be compromised by hackers, data breaches, phishing scams, or by sharing your personal information on any social media platform or other websites. Offline privacy can be compromised through theft, eavesdropping, or surveillance. Now, Common attacks or privacy attacks, number one is identity theft. What is identity theft? Identity theft is a type of fraud where someone steals your personal information to use for their own gain. Now, this can include financial gain, access to sensitive information, or even impersonation. Now, there are different identity theft. Now, some examples of identity theft are credit card fraud. Now, what is credit card fraud? This is when someone steals your credit card information and use to make purchase without your consent. Number two is social media hacking. Social media hacking is when someone gains access to your social media account and uses your personal information to impersonate you or post fraudulent content. Third identity theft is criminal identity theft. This is when someone commits a crime using your name and personal information. Synthetic identity theft is when someone creates a new identity using a combination of real and fake personal information. Now, these are just a few examples of many types of identity theft that can happen. It is important to take steps to protect your personal information and monitor your accounts for any suspicious activity. Next attack is online harassment. Online harassment is the act of intimidating, threatening, or harming someone using digital communication tools or platforms. It can take many forms also, including first is cyberstalking. Cyberstalking, what is cyberstalking? It is when someone repeatedly sending unwanted messages from unknown numbers, images, or videos to someone or making sexual advances without their consent. Number two is sexual harassment. Sexual harassment is when someone sends you unwanted sexual messages, images, pictures of their private parts, or videos to someone or making sexual advances without their consent. Now, also, these are just a few examples of online harassment which can have serious emotional and psychological consequences for the victim. Now, it is also important to recognize and address online harassment to create a safer and inclusive online environment. The next common attack is reputation damage. Reputation damage refers to the harm caused to a person's reputation, often as a result of negative information or mga marites na information or false claims being spread about them. Now, this can have a range of effects, including social, emotional, and financial impact. For example, now, due to negative information that is readily available online, may nag-send ng mga fake rumors about you, and a person may encounter discrimination at work or at school, or at worst is social exclusion. Now, in this digital age, reputation damage can be particularly devastating, as negative information can spread quickly and widely through social media and other online platforms. Additionally, online reputation management can be complex and difficult, with individuals often needing to actively work to suppress negative search results and proactively build positive online profiles. It is important to be aware of the risk of reputation damage and take a proactive steps to protect one's reputation, such as monitoring online mentions, building a positive online presence, and addressing negative information or false claims in a timely manner. Now, in this video, this is a perfect example of the use of data privacy and how online predators respond to your personal information online.
I never thought I would be chasing child predators. It was 2 years ago when our team intercepted conversations between a 12-year-old girl and a 40-year-old pedophile. He wasn't just talking to her, he was abusing her, coercing her, collecting images and videos, and no one in her life, her parents, sixth grade teacher, or friends, knew what was happening. I have a sixth grader of my own. I have 3 kids, actually, but you don't have to be a parent to be devastated by this. I work for a tech company that uses artificial intelligence to detect issues like grooming and sexual predation, and this is something we see constantly. These abuses are occurring quietly and mostly go unreported, and we want parents to know exactly what we know about what happens online. So we made a plan.
A man has been arrested for allegedly raping a 15-year-old that he met over Snapchat.
Instagram has become the #1 social media site.
At the top of the free download.
We've also seen firsthand the predatory symbiotic relationship that exists between Instagram and Snapchat.
We would create a fictitious 15-year-old girl, complete with a believable social media identity, put her online, and document how long it would take for a predator to approach her. But creating a person out of thin air is complicated. We needed photos, but we knew we couldn't use an actual teenager. It would have to be someone on our team. I'm 37, but our graphic designers assured me that with the wonders of photo manipulation, they could magically make me look over 2 decades younger. We bought clothes and accessories, studied body language and facial expressions. We methodically covered and edited signs of aging, wrinkles, weight shifts, and stretch marks. Meanwhile, we coordinated with federal, state, and local law enforcement. Then we built a story around her, a history, a family, a social circle. Libby was born in 2004 and is a sophomore who recently moved to Indiana. We created multiple online accounts for Libby, prominently displayed her age, and posted typical teen content. We even created virtual friends for Libby who would comment on her posts. With everything in place, we would launch the project, give it a few months, and see if anyone would buy it. So we hit the button, and Libby went live. Within the first hour of posting on Libby's accounts, 7 adult men contacted her. By the end of 9 days, that number was 92. The conversations ranged in severity from making sexual comments to sharing and requesting explicit photos and videos to manipulation and threats. The onslaught was so massive, it took 5 of us playing Libby full-time to keep up. We decided to move off-site where we could scale up the operation and gather as much information and evidence as possible. Since Libby is 15, men might try to falsely justify their actions towards her because of her proximity to adulthood. Would parents question, where's the bar? Would a 13-year-old face the same barrage of predators? A 12-year-old? How young could it possibly go? The graphics team transformed me into 11-year-old Bailey. Bailey is afraid of the dark. She hasn't had her first crush yet. She's still prepubescent. A parent might assume Bailey would be insulated from any sort of predatory attack. We launched our 11-year-old persona online.
444 and go. One like from a guy whose profile photo is a penis. So let's say
1 minute and 7 seconds. We have a message request.
Although sorry, 2 more requests just came in. How much time? A minute and 40 seconds?
Yeah.
How
old are you? You go to the profile, you know that is a child. It also says in the profile that the child is in 6th grade.
Another one.
It's just lighting up, like the inbox is just boom, 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 boom.
An incoming video call in less than 5 minutes.
all say don't be shy.
Few parents know just how dangerous these platforms are for so many kids, so we brought some on site so they could see for themselves. 11-year-old Bailey's persona was approached with an even more disturbing level of manipulation and requests. While the majority of the abuse happened from a distance, our child profiles also received requests to meet up in person, especially our 15-year-old persona. 28-year-old Keith was relentless. Like the others, he took no issue with Libby's age. He shared explicit videos of himself. He treated the virginity of an underage girl as a prize to be stolen. It was a tough decision, but if Keith wanted to meet Libby in person, we would let him. We synced up with our law enforcement contacts, and within 24 hours, we were on the ground and ready to meet. We already had evidence of what he had done online, but was he willing to carry things out in real life? We knew 37-year-old me attempting to pass for 15-year-old Libby would be a challenge. But I would wear a hat, a lot of makeup, and a big sweatshirt and see if he showed up.
Oh, hi. Good, how are you? Nice to meet you too. Hey.
How you doing?
Good.
Okay. Is it what you expected?
Well, yeah.
Are you going to stage?
Wait, so do you want to go for a walk first?
Okay, what's wrong? Why are you not trying to rush upstairs?
What was that?
Why are you not trying to rush upstairs?
I don't know, I'm a little nervous.
Now let's go upstairs then. Don't be nervous.
I've never done anything like this before, so I'm a little nervous.
It's the first for everything.
Yeah.
Don't be. I'm not going to rush you. We just go upstairs and talk.
Okay. Have you
Honestly,
ever...
wouldn't be shy.
Are you okay with me being 15?
I've never done it. But it's okay. I like to go gentle, make you comfortable. I don't want to just get all the feeling and just, you know what I'm saying?
Are you hungry?
Stop trying to dodge it. Let's go upstairs.
Cyber tips coming in from the National Center for Missing and Exploited.
Bark turns over these potential child predators to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Using the app has led to arrests like this one in Florida last year.
The brutal reality is that a predator doesn't have to be in the same room, building, or even country to abuse a child. Libby and Bailey may not be real, but they represent countless children who are being sexually and psychologically abused, both online and in real life. I think about how I would have felt as a young, impressionable child. I would have kept the abuses to myself for fear of being shamed and blamed. I would have suffered with it, secretly and quietly.
Hi, Mama.
Hi, did you have a good day?
Yeah. Don't ask my phone.
Yeah.
I was wondering, so in 2 more days you're gonna come back?
That's right.
Okay. I love you.
I love you too.
Our work has led to numerous arrests, but it's a drop in the bucket. Our work, nor the work of law enforcement or legislation, will ever be able to protect children as well as engaged parents and guardians can. When asked, my advice for parents is to talk to your kids early and often, know what apps they're using and with whom they're communicating. When facing crisis, kids need a soft place to land. Make sure they know they can come to you for help.
So as in, nakikita nyo po sa video ay ang power ng tao na gumagamit ng privacy nyo po at yung personal information nyo and how online predators respond to it. Now, how to protect privacy online and offline? Now, number 1 is use strong password and 2-factor authentication to protect your accounts. Now, what is two-factor authentication? Now, two-factor authenticator is a security process that requires users to provide two different authentication factors to verify their identity before granting access to an account or system. It adds an extra layer of security to the additional traditional username and login process. One example is yung nakikita nyo yung Google. Bago kayo mag-login sa Google, may pangalawang security process pa sila na nagsisend sila ng SMS or may i-click ka na code dun sa phone mo para ma-login ka na sa account mo. And yung extra example ko, ito. Wow. Nag-login ako dito. First security login. Then ito. Please enter the OTP code from authenticator. Now, two-factor authenticator sample is like this. So nakikita nyo sa phone, dito sa screen ko po. So, nakikita nyo po ba? Nakikita nyo po ba itong...
Yes, sir.
Ito. So, dito sa screen ko po ay may fingerprint niya access. And mag-login ako. And ito. Perfect example ng two-factor authenticator. Next is be cautious about what you share online. Now, palagi po tayong mag-isip muna bago ka mag-post ng something sa online, sa Twitter na, or any social media platforms na ilalagay mo o mag-post ka. Now, next is use privacy settings on social media. Now, perfect example sa social media privacy is itong Facebook. Dito sa Facebook, ito. My friends only, public, friends except only me and specific friends. Nakikita niyo po ba?
Yes, sir.
Next is keep your software and devices up to date. Now, always update your software sa phone nyo at sa PC nyo because some updates po sa new updates ng mga Android and mga Windows ay may malware checker sila na nakikita nila yung sino ang nag-breach ng information sa computer mo or sa phone mo, and nakikita nila yung sino yung mga umatake sa'yo. Next is be wary of suspicious emails, messages, or phone calls, and don't click on any links or download attachments from unknown sources. Now, ito, perfect example ng suspicious emails is phishing. Now, may mga fake emails na online or mga fake messages na na-receive nyo through SMS and may link sila na yung link na nila doon ay may mga virus or mga malware na kukuha ng information through sa phone nyo or sa computer nyo. So, now, ito po, example ng how hackers long takes to brute your password. Now, yung password nyo po is dapat, yung password nyo po ay 18 characters minimum. Kasi if gumagamit ka po ng numbers na, or character, 4 characters na password, ito, nakaka-indicate siya na instantly or it's a matter of seconds and matter of minutes na-hack no yung mga na-hack na yung password mo or yung computer mo. Na dapat yung password niyo po ay naka 18 characters. 18 characters and may numbers, uppercase, lowercase, and may yung mga at characters or hashtag characters na sa keyboard nyo. Yan po. And itong slide, video na po is how can hackers hack your password?
In this video, we'll see how passwords are really cracked. Passwords are not saved as plain texts. Any website of this age on the internet uses a hashing algorithm to encrypt and manage passwords. There are many types of hashing algorithms like the SHA-1, MD5, etc. As an example for this video, let's consider Facebook. In order to log into your Facebook account, you enter your email and password and click on login. The first time you create a Facebook account, you are asked to fill in a form like this, which contains your name, your email address, and it asks you to choose a password, your birth date, and your gender. Once you click on sign up, this data is sent to the Facebook's backend database. In the Facebook's database, your name, your gender, your age, and your email or phone is saved as it is. But what about the password? As I told you, a password will never be saved as a plain text in a website's database. So this password is given as input to a hashing algorithm, and the output given by this hashing algorithm is the encrypted form of the password, which appears to be random but is not. This hashed password is saved in the Facebook's database but not the plain text, which means the password which you entered will never be saved on Facebook's database as a plain text. Instead, only its encrypted, or in other words, the hashed password is saved in the Facebook's database. Now suppose Facebook had a data breach and hackers managed to gain access to Facebook's user info, which included their name, age, gender, email, and password. Though hackers have this information, they will not be able to log into any specific user account because the password is encrypted. If the hacker tries to log into any specific user account with the hashed password, he will not be provided access. He only needs to enter the password, which is in the plain text form. So what do the hacker do now? Intuitively, the only possible way is to reverse the hash into its plain text form. But this is highly impossible because a hash is a one-way function, and the plain text form of a hash cannot be obtained from the hash itself. That is how hashing algorithms are designed. So what now? This is when the strength of the password comes into the play. If you are using a common password like test123456, which I used earlier to sign up for Facebook, then the hacker will easily able to know the plain text form of your password from the hash string. There is something known as rainbow tables. These rainbow tables contain the password hashes of numerous commonly used passwords along with their plain text forms. So the hacker will be able to do a simple search with the password hash that he has, and if the password hash exists in the rainbow table, that means that the password is successfully cracked and we now have the password in a plain text form. Remember that rainbow tables contain the password hashes of only the passwords which are commonly used. As a reference, you can try it yourself at crackstation.net.
Okay, now isa to itong example ng how can hackers hack your account, or one way ng mga hackers to hack ng mga password nyo. Now, how to create a strong password?
Gotcha! Kalyani! Whoa! Shauna! All your passwords! Right there on your computer screen.
Well, that's the most convenient place for me to see them.
You and everyone else. Anyone can see those.
Well, but
Also, 1234 is not a password.
oh, it's not. I use that one a lot.
No, it's too easy to get.
Sir Dale, it seems like nag-freeze po yung screen or you got disconnected ata po. Yan.
Hello po?
think yes, I think we just had a technical difficulty back there, sir. We'll just continue where you left off po. Just share your screen po. Thank you. Sir Dale, I think we lost the audio again for the video.
Yes, sir.
That would be
Hello.
ILMCC.
Easy, right?
Yeah.
Now, step 3, sprinkle in a couple of numbers, like the date when you adopted Mr. Miyagi.
Well, that would be August 3 years ago, so something like ILMCC 08 2014.
Perfect. Now, step 4 is the cherry on top that strengthens your password, adding a special character, like an exclamation mark, or an ampersand, or a hash sign.
Oh, gotcha. I could use a percent sign because Mr. Miyagi makes my life 100% better. So my final password would be ILMCC 08 2014%. Wow, that's long.
Yeah, experts say passwords should be at least a 12-character combination of numbers, letters, and symbols. 8 characters just isn't enough anymore.
Oh.
And to add an extra layer of protection, you should also have different usernames for different accounts.
Well, what about password managing software? Could I use that?
Sure, there are some great options out there. Do your research to find one that's encrypted.
Huh?
Meaning it's extra hard to hack into.
Oh.
But even so, don't sit on the same passwords forever. And change them right away if you think they've been compromised.
Got it.
So, should we take your car?
How about we take yours?
Ay, excuse me po, Sir Dale. Parang nakamute po kayo.
Parcel po. Now, yan po ay yung paano mag-create ng powerful password or strong passwords. Now, always be wary of suspicious emails, messages, or phone calls, and don't click on any links or download attachment from unknown sources. The next topic is cyberbullying. What is cyberbullying? And its impact on especially for women. Now, cyberbullying is the use of technology to harass or humiliate or threaten someone. It can take also in many forms, including spreading rumors, lies, posting hurtful comments or images, or sending threatening messages. The impact of cyberbullying can be devastating, especially for women who are often
Naririnig po namin kayo, sir. Please proceed lang po. Thank you.
Okay, who are often targeted for their gender or perceived vulnerabilities. Cyberbullying can lead to anxiety, depression, social isolation, even extreme cases or worse is suicides. Now, it is important to raise awareness about cyberbullying and its impact and to provide support and resources to those who are affected. Now, what is the example of cyberbullying? Number 1 is revenge porn. Revenge porn is the act of sharing sexually explicit photos, videos, or videos of a person without their consent. Now, women are often victims of revenge porn, because it can have devastating consequences for their personal and professional lives. Now, next is online harassment. Online harassment now, women who express their opinions online, who are in the public eye, are often targeted by trolls and harassers who use social media to send abusive messages, threats, and hate speech. One example is yung mga Twitch streamers or mga streamers natin dito sa Pilipinas. Minsan, merong mga tao na nahaharas, nagsisend ng mga private parts nila. Yun. Perfect example sa online harassment. Doxing. Now, doxing involves publishing someone's personal information online, without their consent. Women who are targets of doxings may have their home address, phone number, and other sensitive information and shared online. Body shaming. Body shaming often subjected to comments about their appearance online. Ito yung nasasabi na, uy, mataba ka, bakit ka napopost ng mga ganyan sa Instagram mo? Yun, perfect example. Now, can have significant impact on their self-esteem and their mental health. Last is cyberstalking. Common attack, cyberstalking. Now, ito po ay involves ng repeated and unwanted online contact that causes fear or distress. Now, women are more likely than men to experience cyberstalking, and it can lead to physical stalking and other form of harassment. Now, how can we prevent this attack, or how can we prevent cyberbullying? Now, talk to someone you trust or seek support. Don't be afraid, or wag kayong matakot mag-reach out sa someone, sa family nyo, sa mga co-workers nyo, about if nabubuli kayo sa work or sa schools. Now there are resources available also, such as cyberbullying hotlines, services that can provide also support and guidance. Speak out against cyberbullying. Ito, don't be afraid na speak out for yourself. If nabubuli ka, defend yourself, or if hindi nyo kaya, ask for help to someone na ano tong tawag dito, speak out dito sa bully and report the bully. Report the incident. And most social media platforms ay may ganito ng reporting systems in place to report cyberbullies. Now, use these systems to report any incidents of cyberbullying that you encounter. And last, pinaka-important, positive online environment. Create a positive online environment. Encourage positivity and kindness in your online interactions, and avoid engaging in or sharing hurtful content. Now, next topic is social engineering. What is social engineering and what's its role on cyber attacks? Social engineering is a tactic used by cyber criminals to manipulate and deceive individuals into divulging insensitive information or taking an action that compromise their security. One example of social engineering is spear phishing. Spear phishing is a type of social engineering attacks na specific for attacking specific individuals or groups. For example, yung cyber criminal might nag-send ng email sa iyo that be from a colleague or friend, but ang content ng yung message is malicious links or malware na, or attachment or virus. Next is pretexting. Now, pretexting is another social engineering tactic that involves creating a false pretext or scenario in order to obtain sensitive information. For example, a cybercriminal might pretend to be a customer service representative and ask for a victim's personal information. Now, be careful sa mga ganyan kasi marami ng scams na ganyan ngayon, especially sa mga yung kinukuha nilang information ay yung mga credit card information. Baiting. Now, baiting involves on tempting a victim with an offer or reward in order to get them to divulge sensitive information. So, sample din. For example, yung uh, attacker might offer or may inoffer yung cyber criminal to you or nag siya yung customer service and nag-a-ask siya ng mga personal information na please give me your credit card number, what is your CVC, what is your name. So, now, how can we recognize and avoid social engineering attacks? Now, how can we verify or how can we recognize and avoid social engineering attacks? Social engineering attacks for identifying suspicious messages and requests. Now, always wary tayo palagi sa unsolicited messages, especially if yung laman ng message is requests or offers that seem to parang not too good for to be true. Now, here are some tips to fake emails sent by online criminals or attackers. So, now, check the sender's email address. Now, scammers often uses email address that are similar to real ones. For example, for example tayong PayPal, they may use or support@paypal.com. Now, check the spelling carefully and be wary of any emails coming from unknown or suspicious emails because sometimes yung mga cyber criminals and attackers ay gumagamit ng zero, pareha ng yung O, yung sa Facebook, may extra na zero, para hindi nyo mamalayan na fake na pala yung email address na ginagamit nyo. At yung L, gagamitin ng 1. Ito. Now, also, look for spelling and grammar errors. Sometimes, legitimate companies usually have professional copywriters who write emails, so any errors or inconsistencies may indicate a fake email. And also, analyze the content of the email and be wary of any emails that request personal or financial information, urge you to act immediately, or threaten you with the consequences you need to comply. Also, check the tone and the style of email match for those of the legitimate committee. If may na-receive ka ng email, pwede niyo na rin yung check yung mga ito yung sample lang sa banking, may papel kayo na nare-receive palagi doon sa pag nag-withdraw kayo or doon kayo nagkukuha ng pera sa bank. Pwede niyo yun i-differentiate yung fake and yung real one. Also, hover any links before clicking on any emails or click before. Check niyo palagi yung link. Ito, for example ito, go to Facebook. And ang go to Facebook, yung domain name niya ay mep1.user. So, malalaman nyo agad na hindi, fake na agad kasi hindi yun Facebook. Now, don't open attachment immediately from unknown sources because sometimes if click mo na yung link or napunta ka na dun sa clinic mo na link, malware can be disguised as an innocent looking attachment. Hindi mo na mamalayan, napasukan ka na ng malware sa phone mo or sa computer mo, and kinukuha na niyo yung personal information, yung mga password, mga personal information niyo yun sa bank niyo, and gagamitin nila yun. So, be cautious and when opening attachment from unknown sources. Now, by being vigilant and following these tips can protect yourself from victim to fake emails sent by online attackers. So, next example is ito, yung sa SMS. Now, SMS yung nakikita nyo ito sa left side ay yung real one and yung sa right side ay yung fake. Now, some attackers or smishing scammers I mean, ay gumagamit ng random numbers na ito ay personal number. And for kagaya ng sa email, palagi niyo i-check yung laman ng message. Now ito sa left side, malalaman niyo agad, sample na yung mga globe, yung 8080 sa globe. Ito yung for masses numbers and itong registered numbers for masses. Next is be careful on posting. Palagi kayong careful. Sinasabi ko kanina, think before you post. And hindi nyo namamalayan, kinukuha na niyo yung sample is picture nyo sa Instagram, kinukuha na, sinishare na yung iba, sinishare ng iba sa group or pinipm na yung mga pictures nyo online. Same din, keep your operating system and other software up to date with the latest security patches. Because malware, meron na po silang mga malware checker, virus checker na naman na ini-inform kayo na meron binibreach na kayo ng attacker or hinahack na yung or kinukuha na yung information nyo sa phone nyo or sa computer nyo. Ito, perfect example ng ito yung pinakasikat na malware or social engineering attack na galing sa Pinas.
May 5th, 2000. A very average day for the very average business supervisor. Though in just a couple of hours, it would quickly turn into a day of utter chaos and turmoil. Nearly every install of brand new computer software damaged beyond repair.
Ay, sorry. Mataas na yung video, 3 minutes na lang pala. So, ito yung I Love You virus ay one of the sikat na virus ng nung bago pa yung mga operating system niya mga 2000 or 2005 na bago pa yung Windows and isang hacker na galing sa Pinas, isang college hacker na tinatry niya yung thesis nila na hacking system. And ito yung I Love You virus. Now, we have covered a lot of today discussing cybersecurity towards gender equality, and it is clear that protecting our online privacy and safety is crucial for everyone, especially for women, who are often targeted in cyber attacks and online harassment. Now, we have learned about the various forms of cyber threats, including social engineering and cyberbullying, and how to protect ourselves against them. Now, as we wrap up this session, I urge you to take action to safeguard your online presence, practice good cyber hygiene habits by creating strong passwords and enabling or using two-factor authentication. And also be mindful of the information you share online. And remember that cybersecurity is not just an individual responsibility, but also a collective one. Organizations and online platforms must do also their parts in implementing robust security measures and addressing incidents of cyber threats and harassments. Now, let us continue to raise awareness and advocate for a stronger cybersecurity measures towards gender equality by working together, and we can create a safer and more equitable online space for everyone. And thank you for your attention, and thank you, DOST.